Yo, Brandon Ingram's return this week, Wednesday, Saturday. What does it mean for the Pelicans today? What does it mean for maybe Zion's return upcoming? What about the trading deadline? In space, Chris Connor. Let's talk about it.
You must know that first. Can't nothing and nobody fade what we trying to do and what we about to do. Second thing is, we got this game on our level. You understand what I'm saying?
So we are currently, I'm recording this Tuesday. By the time you guys get this, it will probably be Wednesday, and the Pelicans will have already played the Denver Nuggets. We hope for a win with some positive injury news circulating again for the Pelicans. Hopefully, New Orleans can sneak out a win and slowly start to build back up some momentum as we get closer to the All-Star break. But today, of course, is about Brandon Ingram. It's about what appears to be an upcoming return. From all signals point to, I know that officially most people have said this week, and you kind of got to be cautious because I know that we were close to a return early in January, and then BI had a setback, and now we're looking at the end of January return. But I will tell you guys what I know or what I have heard. It looks like Wednesday's the date that's targeted. It looks like Wednesday's the day if all goes well, or if he said, as he says, according to plan. And I'll let you guys listen to part of practice real quick.
Maybe, there's a 3-game homestand coming up, of maybe playing in one of those games coming up.
If I feel up for it, that's the plan.
Yeah, so if everything goes to plan, this week will be it. Andrew Lopez also put out a tweet, and typically when he puts out tweets of that manner, saying that maybe it might not be Saturday. If it wasn't today, which is Tuesday, Wednesday looks like it's it. You didn't imagine him playing both games in the back-to-back anyway. And from some people that I've talked to, again, that seems to be the targeted date against the Minnesota Timberwolves. And look, man, this team needs it right now. A lot of different injuries. Najee Marshall was the latest. He looks to hopefully be returning back to the court in the next couple games as well. Herb Jones was out. We're waiting on Zion Williamson's imaging news about his return from the hamstring strain. And look, CJ McCollum, Jonas Valanciunas look tired, and some look frustrated. Larry Nance as well. We've been talking about it for a while now about how this team, there's a bunch of different individuals that need the All-Star break in the worst way. They've played above their means, and they've carried you as far as they can without significant amount of games being where Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson have been available, and more in detail together. At least in Zion's case, we watched him play probably the best stretch of basketball he's played as a pro. This team was number one in the West for a period. They looked to be, they had a little bit of room between them and a few other teams in the Western Conference. Well, now those teams are catching up. Some of those teams are getting healthy, and Brandon's return, if it is Wednesday or even if it's Saturday, it couldn't come at a better time.
I could tell you about the pain. I could tell you about the struggle through the rain.
Yeah. I think you're at a situation where, what do you do with this roster? And the questions about how you improve it, where you improve it, that could come down to the value of certain players that are, or the value that the Pelicans are able to return versus what they're looking to give up. Are they looking to give up multiple draft picks? Are they looking to trade that Lakers draft pick? Or are they looking to get a steal? Or are they looking to get a talent that improves them without maybe them just putting together a couple second round picks or protected first? And for a season that entering it, so much was predicated on seeing what your top guys can do healthy. If you can get even 5 games, 10 games of Brandon and hopefully Zion in the next week and a half or 2 weeks back before that trading deadline, before the All-Star break, maybe that's enough to kind of point you in the right direction towards what you may need. But regardless, I'm still at the mindset that this team needs to make some kind of move. And look, the question's in the title. What does Brandon Ingram's return mean for the Pelicans? Well, his return influences some of that. If he comes back and plays well and his team gets back rolling again, does that change how aggressive they are? I don't think it does, but maybe an OG Anunoby just turns into a Gary Trent Jr. And I'm just throwing an example here. If Brandon comes back, he's playing well, and then you get news tomorrow that Zion, his hamstring is pretty much cleared. Now it's about conditioning and getting him through some practices. Here you are, maybe in the first couple days of February, or let's say the early second week of February, you're talking about welcoming him back. What does that change? There's a lot of questions, and unfortunately, we're always talking about health. But I would hope that this team, regardless of how Brandon plays in this period, regardless of what news we get about Zion, which we hope is good, I would hope this team still looks to make changes. Because as we saw, certain guys, even if they're really good stories, certain players on this roster, you've gotten contributions all over the place. You can name a bunch. Young, middle-aged, veterans, a little bit older. You have players that are limited within their role, and you only have a few guys that are ceiling raisers. And sure, a lot of teams are built that way. I understand that 100%. But even when completely healthy, dating back to the offseason, we talked about changes that this team could make. I think if you have an opportunity to do so, whether that be a big man, whether that be someone that can score the basketball, another ball handler, any way that you can improve this team right now, I say you look to do it and, kind of make a run at this thing, because the Western Conference is as open as it's been all year, and there's been changes all around. But you can go down a list of teams that are getting healthier or that have gotten more from their stars just from availability perspective than the Pelicans have. Make the changes, make some upgrades, and then hopefully that in combination with guys being stars in their role, as Antonio Davis would say so often, can put together a team that at their best, if they're playing at their best and guys start clicking, you can make an argument can play with anybody in the Western Conference. Got to give a shout out to our sponsor here. Shout out to DraftKings Sportsbook. You see the code at the bottom, boot. 4 NFL teams, 2 conference championship games, and only a few shots to win big on the playoffs with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official betting partner of the NFL. Counting down to Super Bowl 57, new customers can bet just $5. Shout out to 5 and get 200 in free bets instantly. We back up from 150, right? Not a new customer? You can feel the conference championship thrills with the stepped-up same-game parlays. Take your shot at an even bigger NFL payout and boost your winnings with each leg up to 100%. I mean, look, we got Kansas City and Cincinnati. Will Joe Burrow win again and go back to another Super Bowl? Jamar Chase, we've seen him play really well. Do you want to bet on him? Do you want to bet on a Patrick Mahomes that maybe Gimpy coming in? NFC side, you got the 49ers and the Eagles. Could be a defensive game, could be very important running the football. Maybe you look at the under, for example, and kind of build from there. But download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code BOOT. New customers can bet $5 on a conference championship and get $200 in free bet instantly, only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Also got to tell you this. If anyone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY, or you can text HOPE-NY. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral service can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER. So here's where we're at with things. Brandon Ingram should be returning. I think at minimum that puts you in the best place to deal with, a schedule that has gotten a little bit more tough here. And listen, your stars are stars for a reason. This is why, you look at Dallas to where maybe they can lose a Christian Wood or they can lose a Tim Hardaway Jr. for a period of time. If they have Luka Doncic, they got a chance to win almost any game, as you saw them against Miami. The Clippers are starting to get healthy with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. And while they've been up and down, they go out that Sunday and they beat Dallas after having, their problems throughout the year, whether those two guys were healthy or not. Stars are stars for a reason. You need yours healthy, and you got to build the right guys around them. I'm hoping that this stretch before the All-Star break gives you an opportunity to see both Brandon, Zion, or at least one of them, and maybe get the other one back right after the All-Star break. Something to keep you where you're at. Reverse this down, this tough stretch of, I think, 3-7 in the past 10, and kind of take it from there. But make no mistake about it, Brandon Ingram has been questioned during this period. I mean, I know, you've seen it. There's been articles written about him, people questioning his toughness, people questioning how bad he really, his words versus his actions, people questioning his injury, people questioning where he fits on this team with a healthy Zion. After the playoff run that he had, I mean, some people may find that a little bit disrespectful. Well, look, unfortunately, the only way that you can really dispel those thoughts, those rumors, have people feeling positive again, is to be out there on the floor and the ball out. And look, man, I know that even if the stock on Brandon is a little up in the air right now, I still believe that guy is committed to winning with this team. But unfortunately, man, this league has always been a what have you done for me lately? And you miss almost 30 games in a row, you start to get forgotten, and people start to be pessimistic about not just your return, but your impact once you're available. People forget. Now it's time for Brandon to remind people, and hopefully without a setback, we can see it as soon as Wednesday, as so the things that's been given to me has kind of been pointing towards. So see Brandon soon. Also want to give a shout out to our guys at Birdsall Law Firm, the official injury lawyers of Buku Media, located at 918 Porter Street by the Superdome. Give them a call at 504-523-5413. If you or someone you know has been involved in an accident, be sure to mention that our guys ended up sending you. I think I said that right. Sending you. That we sent you. Yeah, we'll go with that. But yeah, Mo, as always, shout out to y'all that pulled up, that supporting the show. Tuesday has been the day in which I've been looking to record. Hopefully I can stick to that schedule, maybe give you guys a few other ones throughout the week. Shout out to everybody that's recording around Buku Media. Check in with Chaz, check in with Five. Congratulations, Lito, Father Lito, that is, on your newborn. Justin, Lala, squad is who we are. Ross, and on that, Najee.
In the building. I told you last time, get with us or get out of here, man.